out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is 0 dark 30 and out of the bunker I go. Whew! I tell you folks, the signs of things to come. That sounds ominous, doesn't it? Well, if they can steal every Nintendo game around the world, affect things, control things, yeah, we got some signs that are coming, folks. The signs are here. They're in our faces. Number one I want to talk about is the economy. Remember when Bill Clinton was elected? They're like, hey, why did we want to elect this guy? And he's like, it's the economy, stupid. It's not as good as it should be. Well, Bill Clinton's presidency, folks, looked great. How did that happen? Well, because the Federal Reserve dropped interest rates and made borrowing money cheaper. So people borrowed a lot, and it fueled a buying spree that has lasted about 30 years, right? Things last until they don't last anymore. Anyways, Bill Clinton looked great, right? Now what are they doing? They're raising interest rates, not just a little, not gradually. They're raising them fast, they're raising them hard, they're raising them high. It'd make any porn star embarrassed at how big and high they are now. These bastards, they're crushing the economy. Even America's favorite pastime, right, social media, is taking a massive hit. Right, that's an upfront example that we all get to look at that says, hey, we're in big, big trouble. Right, we know about Twitter firing thousands, Elon Musk saying, hey, you're out of here. But that was, that was viewed as a political move, right? That's what we all wanted to see, was some political payback for all their bullshit. No one really looked at that as economic. Well, Facebook, America's granddaddy of social media manipulation, lies, and bullshit. It is done, as far as I'm concerned. They laid off 11,000 workers. Their stock prices are so far in the tank, folks. Their valuation, their growth model is non-existent. It's negative. Now, what's fascinating, though, on this unusual sign of the times thought, is that Zark Muckerberg wrote a letter to everyone in the company, including those who are canned. We'll use the term laid off because it sounds nicer. 11,000 workers gone. And he made it sound like a team building exercise. I read enough of the goodbye letter explaining their plan, their program, what they're going to do, their vision for the future, and their international look at things. I'm thinking, why did Facebook, they need 11,000, no, 11,000 were fired. How many are left? Right? How many are left in this company? No, I didn't even pay any attention to that number. What I was concerned about is 11,000 people being laid off. I don't think that's nearly enough. I think, folks, the way recessions work is you don't lay off too many. You lay off as few as possible so you don't alarm who is left to provide some manner of production, right? That is to say, income. So I think, right, there are going to be even more layoffs coming. Aren't computers supposed to run themselves? We had a few computer programmers to go in there and, solve the problems. Oh, yeah, we need this little code adjustment here. No big deal. Anyone can do it. They need thousands and thousands of people. That's how many problems there are. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Sign of times to come. Now, there's some other interesting signs that are out there. Carrie Lake had quite an interesting statement, and so has Lauren Boebert, who's just literally a handful of votes away from regaining the lead in that lead there in Colorado. And Kerry Lake in Arizona says they still haven't counted people who turned their ballots in by hand. That is to say, people who didn't trust the mail-in system and people who didn't vote early. That is, people who voted on election day. Isn't that fascinating? Sign of times to come. That means there are going to be many people shouting for, well, on a Nintendo game, they're going to want recounts. They want some explanation, right? And I expect that it'll continue. That, shall we say, political fighting. Right? We all know what happened. We all felt it. Expect more. More lies, more distractions, more filth, everything. Once again, I mean, for real. Right? Slog from the Goonies. He wins an election. Congratulations, Pennsylvania. You've been screwed. Right? Your Nintendo game was ruined. Yeah, of the people, by the people, and for the World Economic Forum. That's the new that's the new byline. They know what's best for you. You'll eat bugs and you'll like it. You'll own nothing and be happy. Right? You'll be sterilized and you won't know it. Unbelievable. A sign of times to come. And I wanna the last discussion point here. Sign of things to come. I want you to recall the movie The Purge. And go, well, yeah, every year people are allowed to hunt other people based on their belief systems. Does that sound so far-fetched? Well, of course it does, right? People can be hunted and killed, and it's fine. They get one day on amnesty. You can do whatever you want. Well, the movie Idiocracy seemed really far from reality as well, did it not? Yet, look at what we have in Washington. Look what we have for voters. I mean, not, of course, all the voters vote that way, but yeah, we've got all of our Nintendo voters out there, and yeah, there's a lot of people that really believe in these left-wing lunatics. They're that stupid. So my thing is, if Idiocracy can come true, folks, so can every other version, every other piss-poor version of reality, including The Purge, where it'll be excused, where it's acceptable, because right-wing extremism is so bad. They will excuse away all manner of crime. I'm anticipating it. I'm expecting it. They've justified it. They've given us, if you recall, our warnings. When the President of the United States stands and says, I'm warning you, this is your last warning, there'll be no Nintendo deniers out there. What does that mean? How are we to take that? Right? When we have socialist morons driving their SUVs and cars into crowds of people, when you have socialists buying guns and showing up at shopping malls and schools, shooting people, blowing away children, when you have mass attacks, people being pushed onto the subway train tracks in front of trains, you have to ask yourself, where is this mentality coming from? And yes, it's being allowed. The prosecutions, right? Let people out of jail. They're like your grandfather. No, they're not. But they insist on that. Let people out of jail. Don't prosecute crime. Allow theft. Allow burglary. Allow assault. Lawlessness. Off the hook. People in, Democrat cities, not happy. They can't get the government to reform and put things back the way they were. Cops are quitting. Cops are saying, fuck it. You think of a better time to have your own peace of mind, right? You got to have a peace for your peace of mind. That Second Amendment's looking mighty good, isn't it? Sign of things to come, right? Ballot box, soapbox, bullet box. That's the order that I choose, right? Ballot box is what it is. The soapbox, that's where we're at. The bullet box is where we're going. Are you ready? Are you prepared? I know I am. Chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad you are a prepper? It's 0 dark 30, and I'll see you guys very soon.